All right, so today is Thursday, February 8th, and I have a 10 o'clock doctor's appointment. It is 9:40 right now, so I'm that kind of person that like to get to my destination early so that I don't feel like I'm rushing and that I can calm my nerves, my anxiety. So yeah, I prefer to get here early and sit, especially because this particular medical building, the way the parking structure is set up with the building, with the offices, it's not making sense. So it's like you got to go up an elevator, down an elevator to get to the building, and then back up the elevator and then reverse when it's time to go. And I just feel like that just takes a good 10-15 minutes depending on how many people is getting on and off the elevator with you. And I was like, when I first came to this particular building, I was just like, where am I going? I'm so confused. Like, this is not making any sense. The layout is not matching. What is happening? Or is it just me being like challenged right now? But anywho, I'm at the doctor's. I'm at the OBGYN. And I have been anticipating this doctor visit because for some reason my anxiety has been skyrocketing, where I'm nervous, I'm worried for the fact that I can't feel my baby move. And I know it's so early, but it's just the thought that ever since I found out that I was pregnant, I cannot feel my baby. And so that bothers me because I can't feel the baby. I can't hear the heartbeat. I just know that there's something in there. But then again, I don't know if it's okay. So I'm so anxious to get to this doctor's appointment so I can hear the Doppler and calm my nerves. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm about to go inside, and then after this doctor's appointment, I have to head to work because I took a half a day. So when I get done here, it basically will be my lunchtime. So that means I have to grab something quick to eat and then fly my little black booty to work for the rest of the day. Okay? Talk to y'all in a minute. Bye. Yes.
That's great.
Yes, I'm good.
How are the babies?
I hope they're okay.
No pain, no bleeding, nothing like
No.
that. Good. Okay, good. Have you had a chance to see the specialist yet for the ultrasound?
It's going to be the 27th of this month.
Okay. So it's already scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal. Okay. That will be a little bit closer to 20 weeks then. And so they'll also not just look at the what we call chorionicity of the twins, but they'll also look at anatomy then.
Okay.
Which is good. Okay. So I know we had spoken on the phone about it. And let's talk about it more today.
Okay.
First off, do you have any questions about what this might entail, what we might need to do differently, things like that, anything that's on your mind?
As far as like a twin pregnancy?
The fact that you're having twins, yes.
I think overall, I've just been like beyond nervous.
Yeah, I understand.
Just for the fact that I didn't know that it could just spontaneously happen. I always assumed it was genetic. So I'm just like, I think everything has went through my mind, but I think more so like the whole delivery part, because I've always been the one like the delayed cutting of the cord, the skin to skin, and like I've always went to like 7 or 8 centimeters with no medication or nothing, and you know, it's just like
trying to minimize it.
Yeah, I'm like, am I gonna still be able to do all of those things? And then, you know, I've always heard that, you know, when you have multiples, you have to do it in OR because for safety reasons, which I'm fine, but you know, it's like, wow, is that a possibility for me? Like, I've never imagined myself in all of this.
So I want to talk about many of the things that you just mentioned, and much of this I'm going to address in the sense of there are things that are unique to twin pregnancies, but here are the things that we're going to do to address them. Okay. So you sound like you have some, you know, foundational knowledge about this already, and some of what you have said is definitely true. So twin pregnancies are more complex than just a singleton, right? When you have two babies, when you have two placentas, potentially, there are more conditions that still happen in normal pregnancies, but that are just at higher risk for twin pregnancies. So 3 of the ones that I really want to touch on with you are, number 1, delivering early. Okay, so preterm delivery. Okay. The second one is growth. Okay, so the babies, because of the fact that there's 2 babies needing to get nutrition, the growth for one or both can be different or not sufficient. Okay. And then the last one is maternal complications. So for example, things like diabetes, things like blood pressure issues, preeclampsia. Okay, so those are the 3. And the good news is that for all 3 of these things, there are things that we do to monitor, and there are things that with modern medicine and things have really changed how outcomes are. Okay. So let's talk about preterm delivery. So with twin pregnancies, you're going to see a doctor much more frequently than before. Okay, once you get to 20 weeks, which will be 4 weeks from now, we're going to see you every 2 weeks. Okay. And we're also going to start checking your cervix. Okay. When you do the ultrasound that's scheduled with them, they're also going to look at the length of your cervix, how babies are growing, where they are positioned in the uterus, and things like that, to give us a sense of, are you at risk of preterm delivery? Okay. Just having a twin pregnancy by itself does put you at increased risk, but that doesn't mean that all women who have twin pregnancies are going to deliver very, very early. Okay. There are lots of women who are 38 weeks, have twins, and are quite miserable because of how But what we'll do is we'll check your cervix every time you show up after 20 weeks. Okay, and then we're going to see you pretty frequently, and if you have any of those symptoms of like pain, of contractions, of leakage of fluid, of bleeding, of things like that, definitely go to the hospital. Okay. With babies growing, you've touched on kind of diet and weight gain and things like that. Are you taking a multivitamin right now, or like a prenatal multivitamin?
I have the ritual multivitamins, the prenatal vitamins.
Okay. And then when you look on, next time bring the bottle. Okay. But when you look on the back, I imagine if it's like other brands of prenatals, it's probably all of the vitamins, A, B, C, D, and then it's probably 100% or more daily value. Okay. If you look on the back, if that's the case, perfect. Okay, that's what we want you to be doing. Is just taking on the upper limit of the daily value for all of these trace minerals and vitamins. Okay. Folic acid, iron, all of those things still apply. Okay. And just make sure that that's the case. Are you having any issues with nausea? Any issues with vomiting right now? Keep it down. Okay.
I haven't vomited, but so far I haven't had to take the nausea medicine. I think I took it once last week. Okay, but not on a regular. I think like early birth of twins, the same as a single baby. Like how early could they come out to be safe?
Oh, I see what you mean. So twins, generally speaking, kind of across the board, twins have higher risks of complications than just a single baby. And so a single baby that's born at, say, very early, let's say on the cusp of what the NICU, is able to resuscitate. If a single baby is born at 22 or 23 or 24 weeks, they're going to do slightly better than twins that are born at 22, 23, 24 weeks. Okay. And that's just because, like I said, across the board, twin babies have a higher risk of, even after they're born, of having complications. Okay. Or having, birth defects and things like that. That it's slight. Okay. It's not across the board, oh my gosh, this is going to be the worst thing that's ever happened. Okay. But all of those things are slightly elevated. Okay. And if those things are, for example, if we're checking your cervix and we find that you're dilating and that you're going into labor, or you're having contractions and you're getting admitted to the hospital for that early on, there are things that we do to intervene when babies are at risk of being born early. We do what we can to try to stop contractions, to try to stop the progress of preterm labor. If it seems kind of inevitable, we do things to help the babies mature. Lung maturity is a big thing that is very important in those very young, very premature babies. And so there are interventions, and of course the NICU becomes very super duper important.
Now, do you go 40 weeks with twins or multiple babies, or?
Generally no. Okay. Generally no, and the maternal fetal medicine doctors, they're going to be able to give us more recommendations. Okay. But a lot of it also depends on how the babies are doing. Are they growing appropriately? Are later on in pregnancy, while you start having fetal surveillance, is the fetal surveillance reassuring every time? Does the fluid look good in both babies in the bags and things like that? And so if any of those things are changing, then it could be an even earlier delivery. It could be 36 weeks, it could be 37 weeks. But if those things, even if those things are still looking reassuring, a lot of times they'll recommend an earlier delivery, 38 weeks or something like that. Yeah. So all of that is to say, there's going to be kind of an evolving picture, as we're going through. Okay. All right. Does that put you a little more at ease?
Yes, it does.
And I think when you see the maternal fetal medicine doctors for the ultrasound and for the consultation, I think they'll tell you a lot more things that aren't intended to scare you or anything, but are more to kind of set, give you context, give you background, and, reassure you that they know what they're talking about and that we, are on the same page and we're doing things to prevent complications.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to make sure I send that stool softener to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me have you hop on up here. I'm going to take a listen. You know what? Actually, let's do an ultrasound just because it'll be a little hard to guarantee that I'm not listening to the same.
All right, so I'm here at Nico's. It is a Greek American cafe. So like this is where you would get your gyros, your grilled chicken sandwiches, your hummus, I'm talking like some really good salads. Like if you didn't want like a salad from a fast food restaurant, I like come here and get my Greek salads. They have tabbouleh, they have kaftas, they have kebabs, they have everything. So yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, here is the Greek salad, and then here's the grilled chicken that goes on top. Got to spill my hummus up. Here's the hummus, y'all. That's so good. And what is this? More pita bread, and then the dressing. Oh, that looks so good.